Hi, I'm Leah Huber, the founder of Nourish Network, and I want to take you on a tour of the Nourish Evolution. The 5 stages of the Nourish Evolution start in Blissfully Blind Prairie. This is the land of French fries and chicken nuggets, where it rains soda pop, and you are happy because you don't know any better. But then one day you start to not feel so great, and you realize that if you keep eating this way, it's probably not going to end up so great. So you look ahead, and you see the Pinnacles of Shouldangst. And you grab the nearest fad diet you can find and climb to the top of that first pinnacle. You are feeling fantastic because you're eating your plain salads and raw carrots and steamed broccoli until you remember what was back in Blissfully Blind Prairie, and suddenly you want those chicken nuggets again, and you eat those chicken nuggets again because you felt deprived. Only instead of giving you any joy this time, they plunge you into a pit of guilt, and you go up and down from feeling deprived to guilty to deprived to guilty through the Pinnacles of Shouldangst until you're exhausted from all the angst, and you're not doing any better physically than you were in Blissfully Blind Prairie. And that is when you hit your hump. When you first hit your hump, it can feel hopeless, like you're never, ever going to experience joy with food again. You know you can't go back to Blissfully Blind Prairie, and you don't want to go back to the Pinnacles of Shouldangst, but you can't quite see the path ahead. But at this bottom, at this pit, there emerges this glimmer of hope. You cut yourself a bit of slack as you realize change doesn't happen overnight. You start to give yourself a bit more compassion for the effort you're making. You take another step up, and cushioned by that compassion, you feel courageous enough to try new foods and to approach old foods with a fresh curiosity. And on the way up, rather than grabbing for the latest silver bullet, you're patiently, compassionately, curiously learning what it really means to eat in a nourishing way. In fact, by the time you get to the top of the hump, you can see what the Land of Nourish looks like off in the distance. It's a land where you feel energized and alive, enjoying mounds of seasonal vegetables and awesome whole grains, all made really yummy with healthy fats and protein you feel good about eating. So you forge off into the peaks and valleys of practice. You run to the farmer's market and you grab as many bunches of kale as you can find, and you're feeling so good until a week later you open your fridge and all that kale is melted to the bottom of your crisper drawer because you really didn't know how to use it. But that's okay, because now you have a long-term view. You're patiently, compassionately cultivating your eating practice. So the next time you only get 2 bunches, and you go to Nourish Network to learn how to prep and cook them. And over time, through these peaks and valleys of practice, you get closer and closer to the Land of Nourish. So here's my question for you. Where are you on your Nourish Evolution?